Hey, it's Kevin, and today I want to share with you my recipe for Bulletproof Coffee. Let's talk a minute about what Bulletproof Coffee is and then some of the changes and upgrades I've made to my recipe. The basic Bulletproof Coffee is just black coffee with some grass-fed butter and some coconut oil. The idea being, if you are on a high-fat, low-carb, or a ketogenic diet, that the coffee with the fat in it provides the energy you need for the day because your body is now burning fat as its primary source of energy. The other thing is people find that the fat kind of modulates the caffeine a little bit and mellows it out, and they don't get that jittery, anxious feeling. They just get a nice, steady energy throughout the day. I find that if I drink 1 or 2 cups of Bulletproof in the morning, that I have great energy, I feel awesome, and there's just a tremendous amount of appetite control. I'm not hungry, and I don't eat my first big meal of the day until about 1 o'clock. So that means many days I'm practicing intermittent fasting. I eat my last meal in the evening about 6 o'clock. I don't eat the next day till 1 in the afternoon. That is a form of intermittent fasting every day, and it's really good for your body in a lot of ways. But then I started looking at the Bulletproof Coffee and the idea of habits and how we can build habits. And I thought, since I drink Bulletproof Coffee every day, what if I made it better? What if I upgraded it? I knew there were some things I wanted to be getting in my diet that I wasn't consistent about. So I've added some of those things to my Bulletproof Coffee, and now I have a super drink to start the day with every day. So let's talk about some of those things. So we're going to start with coffee. We're going to add light balance. Now, the reason for light balance, this is a blend of sodium, magnesium, and potassium. And it's important that we get those minerals in the proper ratio. And in our standard diet, even a really good clean diet, I've found that it's really difficult. I've tried everything and this works. So in the Bulletproof Coffee, I will put 1 capful of this. And like I said, typically I drink 2 cups a day. So I end up getting 2 capfuls of this a day, which seems to be perfect. And by the way, all of the products I'm going to show you, you can find in our store. We've made it nice and easy. We've put them all in one place. And you can find those with the link below this video. The next thing I put in, instead of coconut oil, I put in what's called Brain Octane. We have this available in our store either as Brain Octane, or we have a Biotics product that's the same. It's called BioMCT. This is one fat in particular that is refined out of coconut oil. So it is made from coconut oil. But instead of all 4 fats that are in coconut oil, this is just what's called C8, caprylic acid. And the reason for that is this converts to ketones faster than any of the other fats, and this digests very differently from most fats. So many times when people become keto, they have a hard time digesting fat, and we can work on that. But this does not need bile to digest the way most fats do. This will get absorbed right through your small intestine, go straight to the liver, and be converted to ketones. That's why I use the Brain Octane. Now, I used to use raw cacao or raw chocolate powder, but I've changed that now to the Bulletproof Hot Chocolate. And the reason for that is this has the raw cacao powder in it. It also has raw cocoa butter, so I get another good fat in my Bulletproof Coffee. And it has some xylitol and erythritol as a little bit of sweetener. Those are non-glycemic sweeteners, by the way, and they're not artificial, they're natural. And this also has some raw vanilla in it, which also has some great phytonutrients. Then finally, I use the Bulletproof Collagen. Now this is a great source of amino acids. It has gut healing properties. It's great for your joints, your skin, your hair, so many reasons, and it blends excellent in Bulletproof Coffee. All right, so let's get to making a cup of Bulletproof coffee. So I've already put the light balance in here. Now I'm gonna put 10 ounces of black coffee. And the one thing I'll tell you, don't get too crazy about amounts. Play around with these. Nothing's set in stone. You can use whatever amount works well for you. I'm gonna put in, I haven't talked about this yet, but I'm gonna put in some grass-fed butter. I use Kerrygold. There are becoming more and more really high quality organic and grass-fed butters on the market. I use roughly 2 tablespoons, but I don't measure anything. That goes in. With the Brain Octane, again, I tend to use about a capful of the big bottle, and this is a pretty good sized cap, so I think I'm getting about 2 tablespoons of the Brain Octane. We've already put in the light balance. Now, I use the hot chocolate, like I said. There's a big scoop in here. I tend to use about a third of the scoop. That's plenty for me. Anything more than that, and it tends to get a little gritty. But again, don't worry about amounts. You can play around with what you want to use. The same scoop in here, and I use about the same measurement. I tend to use about a third of that scoop. If I get a little more, a little less, I don't get too crazy about it. Then all we need to do is put our NutriBullet. Any blender will work. Even in a truck, you can use a stick blender. Those tend to work very well. And if you blend this too fast, it gets really frothy, so I tend to just pulse mine a little bit. And simple as that, we have got creamy, delicious, satisfying, bulletproof coffee with tons of nutrition. Remember, everything you see here, you can get in our store. Follow the links below this video. Drop me a line, let me know, and enjoy.